Well, isn't it obvious that proper guidance and hard work, with a pinch of luck to go with that, make a perfect batter for a bright future? So, with great pleasure and enthusiasm, we, the CEST Club of NIT Rourkela, in collaboration with ICE UK NIT Rourkela chapter, bring you to an enlightening session of our Alumni Speaks. Good afternoon and welcome everyone. This is Priyasha Das and I'll be your host for the very first session of our very informative and encouraging talks from our eminent alumni. Today it's an honor to have with us Mr. Biswa Prakash Das, an alumnus of NIT Rourkela from the batch of 2017 of Civil Engineering branch. Along with having a decent academic record, he has bagged the second position in OPSC examination for Assistant Executive Engineer. Today, he will be enlightening us with some of the tips and tricks to achieve the goals or dreams we all aspire for. I hope that today's session will be beneficial and inspire our student community and whoever is listening to us right now. Before we begin the session, I would like to call upon Mr. Satyadeep Mahapatra, President of CEST Club of NIT Rourkela, for a welcome address. Mr. Satyadeep.
Hello, am I audible, Priyasha?
Yeah, you are fine.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for confirming. Hello, everyone. I am Satyadeep Mahapatra, President of CEST Club of NIT Rourkela. First of all, I profoundly welcome you all to the inaugural session of Alumni Speaks. Regarding our club, Civil Engineering Students Technical Club is one of the vibrant clubs of NIT Rourkela devoted to the vast field of civil engineering. Since our inception, we have organized numerous workshops, seminars, talk sessions, research projects, field trips, and many more. Keeping the spirit, during the lockdown, we have successfully organized AutoCAD workshop virtually. It has been highly participated by our freshers audience. Those who are unable to attend can go through the recorded session uploaded on our YouTube channel. Coming to our initiatives, be it CBpedia, where we entertain you with mesmerizing facts of civil wonder, or our flagship talk session, seminar, where international professor of eminent stature shared their outlook. This all indicates our commitment to promote and nurture civil engineering. Now, we begin for yet another initiative, Alumni Speaks, where we organize talk session with reputed alumnus of our club who share their success story among us, helping us achieve our goal. Adding feathers to our Bejeweled Institute, NIT Rourkela, for the inaugural session, we have with us Mr. Biswa Prakash Das, alumnus of our club, who has secured an astonishing feat of rank 2 in OPSC AEE civil examination, bringing laurels to NITR and CEST family. I earnestly congratulate and welcome him to today's session. Last but not the least, I welcome all our audience members and I hope that they gain some valuable insight from today's session. Thank you. Priyasha, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Satyadeep. Before we get any further, a little request to our audience. If you have any queries during the webinar, do type them into the live comment section as there will be a Q&A following this webinar. Okay, so now without any further ado, we will call upon Mr. Biswa Prakash to give a presentation on preparation strategies for GATE. Sir, the stage is all yours.
Okay, thank you, Satyadeep and Priyasa. So, thank you for such an introduction, Satyadeep. I'll be starting the presentation straight away. So, as we know, if we consider civil engineering, there's a lot of scope in civil engineering for government jobs. So let me take you through the presentation. So what are the job prospects in civil engineering? If you see, the number one priority comes to engineering services examination, and through engineering services examination, you have a number of organizations that recruit, mainly CPWD, Border Roads Organization, Military Engineering Services, and other such as Central Water Engineering Services. The second opportunity that comes is through GATE. GATE, as we know, stands for Graduate Aptitude Test in Engineering. Now, there are a number of PSUs that recruit upon your GATE score. Also, if you get into a good IIT for MTech degree, you need to have a good GATE score. Next comes the government PSUs. There are a number of PSUs such as Coal India, CAL that conduct their recruitment through their own recruitment. Instead, they don't conduct through GATE. Also, for Bhaijak still, it recently conducted its recruitment through its own exam. Next comes the state government AEEs, Assistant Executive Engineers. They also conduct their own exam. These are conducted by the state government's own Public Services Commission. Also, there is junior engineer recruitments that are carried out by state governments. Some governments, if we see, allow the their only state candidates to participate in the state recruitment, while as there are other governments, state governments, that also allow other things. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are very well audible.
Other state governments that allow them. Okay, okay, thank you. State governments, and next comes SSCJE, the Staff Selection Commission, Junior Engineer, that also conducts its recruitment process every year. Now, if we see, there are three things which are conducted every year: EAC, GATE, and SSCJ. So, these three are the things that you should target upon. Apart from this, the government PSUs they conduct their recruitment according to their requirement. When they require, they conduct their recruitment in next 3 to 4 years in each. Now, let us see the exam pattern of EAC, Engineering Services Examination. When you consider about government jobs for civil engineering, this is the most prime thing that comes into your mind. So let me walk you through the exam pattern for engineering services examination. So it is a three-stage examination pattern. You'll be having three stages. Stage one is prelims, stage two is mains, and stage three is personality test. Now for stage one prelims, there are two papers. One is general studies and engineering aptitude, that will carry 200 marks, and the paper 2 is of engineering discipline, that will be based on your engineering discipline. For in our case, it will be civil engineering. These two papers are objective type MCQs. The paper 1 is of 2 hours duration, while as the paper 2 will be of 3 hours duration. Now there will be also negative marking in this section as well. Now for each correct answer you will get 2 marks, and for each wrong answer your marks will be deducted. One third of the marks, that is 0.67 marks, will be deducted if you mark the wrong answer. Now each stage is qualifying in nature. For example, to appear in stage 2, that is mains, you should have qualified in stage 1, then you can appear for mains. Similarly, to go for the personality test, you have to go qualify the mains examination. Now the mains examination consists of, it's a conventional paper where there will be two papers, each of 3 hours, 3 hours each. The paper one is of engineering discipline, one that is of 300 marks. It covers one part of civil engineering, and the paper two is engineering discipline, that is also of 300 marks. In the paper one, there are topics like structural engineering mostly, steel engineering, RCC, and others. While as in paper two, the major part is fluid mechanics, surveying, and transportation, and other is like hydrology, water resources. Now you need to qualify the mains to sit for the personality test. The interview will be conducted by UPSC at Delhi once you qualify for the mains exam. Now the number of candidates that they select is in the ratio. For example, suppose we consider there are 200 seats. From the stage 1, they will select about say 7 times, that are around 1400 to 1500 students. Then the stage 2, they will eliminate, like they will take about 4 to 5 times, that is like 800 students that will be appearing from the interview, and from the interview they will select the required number of candidates. Now let us see the exam pattern of GATE. GATE, as we all aware, that is a single paper that will be of 100 marks. There are two sections in it. One is general aptitude, and second section is technical and engineering mathematics. Technical section will the second section will consider both technical and engineering mathematics. Engineering mathematics comes to about 15 marks. So in case of GATE, engineering mathematics that we read in our first and second sem, that is very important, because you need to score full in that, so that to get a good score in GATE. Now let me take you through the vacancy details that has been changing over the years in civil engineering in the engineering services exam. Now if you see, the vacancies are more or less constant, not varying a certain level. If you see, in 2016 there were 258 vacancies, while in 2017 the vacancies increased to 291. Then in 2018, 165, and in 2019 we had 275 vacancies. So all over, if you see, there were close to 200 vacancies per year. But this time, do you know the number of vacancies in 2020? It's just 133. This number is because the railway has withdrawn its vacancy through EAC. They are planning to conduct its own exam, that is IRMS, Indian Railway Management System. I hope the notification will be out in this 2021. So for the major part of the vacancies in EAC and civil engineering consists of railways. Now, as the vacancies has been withdrawn, so the vacancies have been drastically reduced. Now, if we take a look at the cutoffs, how the cutoffs have been varying over the years. If you see, the cutoffs has been continuously increasing over the years. In 2017, it was 202. In 2008, it was 207. In 2019, the cutoff reduced a bit, but it is because the paper level was a bit on the tougher side, and also the vacancies were higher. So if you take a look at the competition has been rising and rising. This is the paper 1 cutoff, and next I will show you the paper mains cutoff. So if you see, the mains cutoff is, it has also been increasing. In 2017 it was 520, 2018 it was 546, and 2019 it was 541. These marks are combined marks of both your stage 1 exam and stage 2 exam. So this is the mains cutoff, and this is the final cutoff. The final cutoff, if you see, in 2007 it was 690, and in 2018 it was 7110, in 2019 702. See, in 2019, despite being higher number of vacancies, the cutoff is higher. And this time, I think in 2020, the interview are scheduled to be held. I am expecting the cutoff to be something around 750 or even more. So you can see the competition is getting higher day by day, and the cutoff is increasing day by day. So your preparation level need to be up to the mark if you want to achieve success in these exams. Now let me take you through the number of candidates those have appeared GATE over the years in civil engineering. If you see, there is a constant increase in the number of candidates those have been appearing through the years. In 2016, about 1,18,000 appeared, whereas in 2019, it is about 1,45,000 that have appeared the exam. And I don't have the data for 2020, but it would be something around 1.5 lakhs or something. Now, what is the cutoff scores for GATE based on the scores? These are the PSUs which recruit on basis of GATE for civil engineering department. These cutoffs that I have mentioned is for the civil engineering, and it is for the general category. If you see, for the Engineers India Limited, the cutoff was 74.58. For NPCL, it was 837. This 837 is the score based on the normalized score out of 1000. When you appear for the GATE and the scorecard appears, you will have 2 marks. One is your marks out of 100, and one is your generalized score out of 1000. These are the scores. Next, NHI recruited in recruited the last, this 970 is the score secured by the last candidate who got into the job. So you have to prepare accordingly. Similarly for bar 855 was the score to get into the interview process. BARC also conducts its recruitment through GATE, and also it conducts its own examination. 50% of the students it takes through GATE and 50% through its own examination. This was the score for interview. Like, you need to secure at least 855 to sit in the interview process of BARC, and then after the interview they will give the final selection. Again, for the power grid also was well. 80.18 was the score for interview. These all cutoffs are for general candidates, and accordingly, you can reduce 5-10 marks for OBC and SC/ST, and accordingly. Now, let me talk you some of the tips that will help you through ace the exams. So the first is stick to your syllabus. Now, some of the students, what they do is they read unnecessary things which are not mentioned in the syllabus. As a result, what happens is that the syllabus becomes vast, and you read things which are not required. So as a result, if you mug up many things, you'll be able to you'll confuse in the examination. The second thing is you have to cover the whole syllabus well before time. Suppose you are preparing for GATE. Now, as you know, GATE is held in the first week of February. So well before December, you should to complete your whole syllabus, and you have to prepare a roadmap in your mind. How will be, and this 3 months you have to devote only for your revision. Revision, and revision is what you should do. The next thing that it comes is practice, practice, and practice. As we know, the famous saying is that practice makes a man perfect. And what to practice? Practice as many questions as you can. There are a lot of books available of the coaching centers, and there are many questions. You should practice as many times as you can. The more number of questions you will practice, the more confidence you will gain, and it will be easier for you to ace the exam. Now, for example, if you only read the theory part and understand, in the exam you will have to face the problem, because in the exam you have to practice questions, and you should practice questions in the pattern as it is asked in the exams. Suppose for ESC, engineering services, you are preparing first stage is prelims. So for the prelims part, you will have only MCQs type questions. So before 2 or 3 months, just practice the MCQs for all the chapters and try to identify your mistakes. Where are you committing all those mistakes? And for after 4 months, again you will be giving the mains, preparing for the mains. Now the mains is a conventional type where you only have to give all the answers. You have to write the answers. So practice writing the answers, solving the numericals. That you can do after once your prelims has been completed. So stick to the syllabus and practice accordingly as the question says, as the exam demands. That is one thing you can do. Another thing is prepare short notes of each subject. Short notes will be most essential part when you will during few days, like before 1 week, when you won't have time to go through each notes of each subject. You would have very less time. So once while you are reading one subject is completed, you prepare the short notes of the subject and try to make it precise. Don't make it such that it becomes another notes. So prepare short notes of each subject, and if there are some formulas which you can't remember, you can prepare some stick pads, write it and paste it on your walls. That can be very helpful during the exam time. Another thing that is the solve previous year questions at least thrice. There are previous year questions available of at least last previous 20 years. You should solve the questions. The various books are available of coaching centers like Made Easy, IS Master, and Gate. From there, you can take those books and solve the questions. And not only once, you should solve it at least thrice or more than that. And the next thing is that it comes is give mock test. Mock test before 2 months is a must if you want to secure high in the exams. See, in this gate, you in gate, if nowadays we talk a good score above 80, something around 80 will be a good score in gate. For that, mock test plays a vital role. And the coaching centers, they also conduct various mock tests. You should give them mock test. Also take the test series, the online test series which are available on their website, and this will help you to know your level, because many students will appear the test and you can see your ranks and see the mistakes you are giving. And the next thing you will learn from test is the time management. Time management is also an important thing that you can learn. And the last thing is be patient. Success will come, but it might take some time. So don't lose patience. You have to be patient. There's a saying, no, slow and steady wins the race. So be patient and have faith in yourself. Be confident that if not today, tomorrow, I will definitely be able to ace the exam. If you don't secure marks at the first attempt, see what the mistakes did you did and give your best in the second attempt. But don't lose hope. Once you lose hope and faith, it will be very difficult to you to score good in the second attempt. That is all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was an informative presentation. I hope that our audience jotted down some preparation strategies. We'll now move on to the next segment of today's session, that is a candid conversation with the alumni. So, Mr. Biswa Prakash, can you walk us through your schooling days and life before joining NIT Rourkela?
Okay. So I did my schooling in from DAV Nimapada. It is in the Puri district. There I
Okay.
was good at academics. I secured CGPA 10 in the 10th exam. After that, I studied my plus 2 was in the BJP Junior College in Bhubaneswar under the CHSC department. And I did good in JEE Mains and got admitted into NIT Rourkela in civil engineering department.
So, sir, were you always inclined towards pursuing civil engineering, or is it that it just happened? How did the decision come up?
Okay, so when I completed my plus 2 level plus 2, I wanted to get into the engineering discipline, but I didn't find, like, my aim was get into the core branches like mechanical, electrical, or civil. And by luck, I got into civil engineering department in NIT Rourkela.
Okay, sir. So, would you like to share some of your most cherished memories or experiences during your days at NITR?
Yes, sure.
Any memory, fond memories you can recall?
Okay, the memories, the fest were very amusing. The NITR Utsav, the technical fest, which is held every year. For the club, since I was a member of the club, we did this exhibition, this Penrose staircase. That was a huge success in my second year, I think. Apart from that, we conducted many fests, like the events that we conducted from our club. These are the things that we cherished. And the celebrity night was also memorable for me. And also during a night Rourkela, under the MyTech scholarship, I got a chance to go to pursue my research internship in Canada at the University of Windsor. These are all the moments I cherish in a night Rourkela.
Okay, sure, sir. So, when did you begin your preparation for the prestigious OPSC AE examination?
Okay, so let me tell you, this OPSC AEE exam, it's not held every year. It's held like 3 to 4 years, or depending upon the vacancy recruitment. So in 2017, when I graduated, I got placed in L&T through campus placement. So I got into it and I worked there for a year almost as a GET. After that, I thought of preparing for engineering services examinations and GATE, because these two exams are the exams which are held every year and they are on schedule. But for state governments, there's no guarantee regarding when the exam will be conducted. So after working from 1 year in L&T, I resigned and joined a coaching center. I joined Made Easy to study regarding ESE and get exam.
So,
Then the notific sorry,
yes, sir,
yes.
yes, yes, sir. Please continue.
Then then the notification came regarding in the meantime for OPSC AEE. I appeared for it. The OPSC this time the pattern was like it was only a technical paper of 360 marks and the Viva was of 40 marks. So there are once you get selected in the written part, you'll be eligible for the Viva, and then the final list comes. And luckily, I got rank 2 in OPSC.
Sure, sir. So, were there any initial steps you took? What were the initial steps you took during your preparation strategies and difficulties you faced?
Okay. So during the initial days when I started my preparation, I was not into it that much. Like I used to devote the classes used to be held for about 5 to 6 hours in the coaching. Then after that, coming from coaching back, I was like not that much. I couldn't devote one. I could just devote 1 to 2 hours during the study, and that was not enough. For that, what happened is that during the last stages, like 2 or 3 months before the exam, that was a there was a hodgepodge. Like I was confused which subject to study, which one to complete first. So that time management uh, became a hurdle for me. That was the difficulty I faced, and so that I could not revise. The revision was not up to the mark in my first attempt.
Okay, sir. Is the syllabus covered in the department in NIT are adequate to qualify for the exam?
If you see NIT Rourkela, the syllabus it is sufficient, but there are some subjects that is not covered. For example, railway engineering, it is not covered. But as we know, when in NIT you only stick to the sub all the subject, like the subject whole syllabus is not covered. Some part is left, so that you need to cover it yourself. Otherwise, if you see all the subjects, if you match it, all the subjects in the exam, like for the recruitment pattern, it's covered in an idea, but you need to give your extra effort to give the exams.
Yes, sir, we see that. Okay, so what were your expectations about the result?
Oh, I did well in the written exams. Also, my Viva went good. So I expected within top 30, but rank 2 came as a surprise to me because the if you see the answer keys, I matched the answer keys with the answer keys given by the uh, coaching institute, but their answer keys and the public services answer key they vary a bit. So rank 2 came as a surprise to me.
Okay, sir. Which department under the government of Odisha are you going to work, and what kind of work profile do you foresee in the future?
Okay, the department has not been allocated yet, but there were three departments: water resources, works, and housing and urban development. I think I will get into works department, and further in works department there are a lot of divisions like national highways, roads and buildings, designs. I probably want to work in the designs department. Let's see what happens. That is up to the department. They will allocate you in the course. And transfer is a must. In 5 years, there is a transfer. So you can change between, you can come from, there's also in surveying. So you can come from surveying to highways and road and buildings. That I will be able to know in the due course of time.
Okay, sir. We wish you a good luck for your future endeavors. Any final message you would like to give to our future aspirants?
Okay. Finally, when you go to prepare for any exam, any competitive exam, try to do some prior research. What is the cutoff and what score you need to get it to a job. Suppose let me talk about engineering service exam. Engineering service exam, The stage 1 is of 500 marks, stage 2 is of 600 marks. So at least if you see stage 1, you have to take a score in mind. Suppose 250, more than 250 you must secure, so that you'll be able to get a good rank in the final merit list. Also in the mains exam, out of 600, you should have a score in mind, like 400 marks I have to secure. And while giving the test series, analyze yourself. How much the score you were expecting and how much did you get, and see the areas where you can improve, where you can answer, where you kept scored more. For example, in mains, there are 8 questions out of which you have to answer 5. So choosing there the strategy how to choose the questions which will fetch more marks, that will be important. So these all things, do prior research, and the exam you are preparing for, go through the previous year questions, at least 5 years previous year questions, and see how much you can answer, and then study accordingly. Stick to the basics and stick to the syllabus. Thank
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Thank you. That was really an enlightening discussion, and I hope the audience benefited from the session. We'll go ahead and take some questions from the audience now. Just a reminder for the audience to type in your questions into the comment section. So the questions from the YouTube session are the first question is from Satyajit Swine. Sir, if I am for East, so
you. Yes,
should I
it's
need to attend the campus selection? ESC, so should I need to attend the campus selection?
okay. So Satyajit, first you need to see if you want to get into government job, then you have no interest in private, then you there's no need to sit for the campus selection. But if you have got into a prestigious institution like NIT, so you can sit for the campus selection and keep it as a backup plan. So campus selection and ESC can go hand in hand. No, campus selection is not a very rigorous technique that you go through. So there's a backup, because for EAC, if we study like in the freshman year, it is difficult, quite difficult, because there will be project work as well as the exam. For example, for EAC, the prelims is held in January, and in December you will be having your 7 sem exams. So that will be very difficult to manage. So I will suggest you to sit for the campus selection. If your aim is not, if you are determined you will not do a government, not do go into the campus and you will do into ESS, then you can neglect the campus, but I would suggest to sit for the campus.
So the next question is from Biswajit Maji. From which semester should I start our preparation for these competitive examinations?
See, if you see, for GATE the engineering mathematics is there, which you were taught in your first semester. So if you see from past sem, you can prepare, but mostly the preparation you should start from fourth, after the end of fourth sem. From fifth sem you can start your preparations, because up to that you will have some basic knowledge, core knowledge, so that it will be easy for you to cover all the subjects. Suppose during your first and second sem you'll be having maths, engineering maths, you can make a short notes and keep practicing it in the meantime, and as a result you, as a way your semester progresses, you can prepare the syllabus which will come in the exam. So basically if you want which semester, it should be fourth, fifth sem, fifth sem, is most likely.
Okay. So the next question is from Abhishek. From where to practice, and can one prepare for these exams without going for coaching?
From where to practice? Okay, from where to practice, there are a lot of sites available on the internet. You can also purchase the postal study packages of the coaching institutes. So going for the coaching, that's the thing, it's up to the individual. Suppose when I was in 2017 in the freshman year, a student from the A freshman batch got AR1 in electrical engineering. He didn't attend any coaching. So it's up to the individual. If you can study all the things and um, go well with the hand by hand, if your semester exams and coaching can go hand by hand, then there is no need without coaching. If you understand all the things within the your curriculum, so there is no need to go for coaching. But for practice, you need to take some test series. Online test series is available. Now there are a lot of platforms also, such as Unacademy, where you can attend questions, give mock tests, and all. And for practicing previous year, you need to purchase those books because that will be highly helpful. You can see the previous year's question.
The next question is, how did you prepare for the internship? Some tips.
The intensive preparing, like the MyTax intensive, you'll be eligible to apply for it in your fifth sem. So for the intensive, one thing you need to have a good CGPA, decent CGPA, like above 8.5, and after that there's a you have to apply in the portal. In the portal, there's a statement of purpose that should be a good one, like what you intend to do, what you need to do, and select your. And there are a lot of projects to choose from. So accordingly, your subject of interest and which topic you are interested for the internship, that you should match. After that, you can get interview calls from professor. They would like to have a online Skype call regarding your. They want to know your knowledge and their project. If they match, then you will get a call later. So basically, a good CGPA is a must, and research background. If you had done more research internships, it will be added benefit to grab those internships.
So the next question from Mihir Panda, how will the introduction of social science subjects from 2020 OPSC AEE mains change the preparation strategy?
Yes, from 2020, OPSC has introduced social science subjects, but the main subject is basically the questions will be multiple MCQ type. So the strategy is what you have to read more. General science is more, but there's also been a thing. A declaration is that OPSC from next year will be recruiting through GATE examination. So this time for the PR department, they specifically mentioned there will be two stages where there will be mains. For social science, you have to practice. There are books like there's a book called Lucent GK that you can follow, and also there's a BK publications book that you can follow. But I don't think this the introduction of social subjects will be always be there. It might be removed. It's the first time that has been introduced, and only for this time the recruitment is only for Panchayat Raj department. That might change, but since this time the social subjects is there, you have to prepare. The social subject will be an added like subject for you to read, and that is vast. So you have to equally devote the time both to the technical part as well as the GS part, and equally manage the time so that you can score both well in
Okay,
general
so
CS
moving
and
on to the
technical.
next question. How did you get updated regarding the different engineering service exams and which sites to follow?
For the different engineering services, if we're talking about the ESC, you can get in on UPSC. There is the details regarding the number of departments that recruit. So it and otherwise you can get the knowledge from this coaching institute for as MedEasy and IS Master. Yes, they also update their the vacancies, the cutoff marks, and the different engineering service exams that are to follow. And for also state service exams, there will be notifications in the coaching websites, so that you can follow. And for regarding what are the different organizations, how is the work culture, you can follow it on Quora. On Quora there are some good answers regarding this engineering services exams. You can type in your question and get suitable answers from there.
Moving on to the next question. Uh, from Mohit Kumar Sahu, is the interview rounds of GATE and ESC, do they give preference for to one internship and work experience?
See, in GATE and ESC, the measure weightage carries to what? The written exams. And the interview, if you see most of the PSUs, the interview round, there will be 50% weightage to interview and 85% weightage to your written score. So if you have scored brilliant in GATE, like if you have been in the top 50, then interview wouldn't be a like harder. You have to score very well in interview, you will get into it. And one thing, if you have work on experience, they will definitely be a added benefit in the interview. But for a fresher, there are also benefits. Like if you are if you have worked somewhere and give the interview, then they might ask you regarding the work experience there. But for the fresher, there will be theory questions for you in the interview, which you can usually answer. So for one with a work experience, there will be different set of questions. For a fresher, there will be a different set of questions. So it will help in certain way. Work experience will help, but for a fresher also. For example, if I see OPSC AEE, the freshers have got equal marks. Like they are at par with the ones having work experiences. So your knowledge of the technical subject and the questions they ask, the way, the manner in which you answer them, that will determine your marks they give. So this will give preference. They give preference, but if we're able to satisfy them with your answers, then the fresher is also can get marks, the same marks as an experienced one, or might even get more marks.
Okay, sir. I think that was the last question. With this, we have addressed most of the questions possible in time. Thank you, sir, for addressing the questions put forward by our inquisitive audience. Now,
Thank you, everybody. I would like
now
to
I would,
thank CEST for giving me such an opportunity to speak.
it was our pleasure to have you with us. So, with this, we now I would ask Ms. Subhra Priyadarshini, Vice President of CES, to deliver the vote of thanks for today's session.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Hello, everyone. I am Shubhra Priyadarshini, pre-final year student from Civil Engineering Department. Let me start by saying how grateful we are towards Mr. Biswa Prakash Das, a graduate of batch 2017, rank 2 in OPSC, for taking his precious time and effort to deliver his talk. His hard work in bagging the second rank in such a reputed exam is really commendable. He proves and demonstrates how engineers can leave their marks in a variety of fields with a determination. I'm sure everything you told us today will be of great use to us someday. I would like to thank NITR SAC for giving us this chance and such constant encouragement to do such events which help us grow and develop. And of course, the talk won't be complete without its lovely audience. Thus, I would like to thank all of you for attending and making it a success. Last but not least, I thank the organizing team for this event who put tireless hours into making this event possible and seeing it through. Thank you all for turning up for the session. We hope all of you are keeping safe and doing well. We will have more such interesting sessions in the upcoming days, so stay tuned. The video links of all the sessions are provided in the descriptions. You can go through that, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also follow our Instagram and Facebook pages, and kindly check our website cestnitr.tech for more updates. Take care and see you all again next time.